Let's understand this next question, question number 6, step by step. The question says, write a utility which prints numbers starting from an initial value, write numbers or print numbers starting from an initial value and increments in steps, which can be started and stopped by the user any number of times. Basically, we need a counter that keeps printing numbers like 0, 4, 6, 8, and we should be able to start and stop it whenever we want. Let's see what they expect from us. So we want one function to be written just like the counter here, and it should return one object which will have the start and stop methods. Okay, start and stop methods. So whenever we pass or whenever we call start, it should start the counter, and whenever we call stop, it should stop that. This is the basic functionality that we have to develop. Here we have put some set timeout, because if we directly stop it here synchronously, it will not run anything. We'll stop it after 10 seconds. Let's write this utility. So as this is a function, let's call it counter, and it will need steps as a parameter. As we are passing 2 there, we need steps here. By default we can keep it 1. If we don't pass any input parameter here or input argument here, then it will take 1 by default as the starting parameter. For that we'll need the count variable, which will be incremented. Let's take it as a 0. We'll also need one interval because we have to print it after some delay, so we'll pass it as interval. Let's keep it undefined. Later we'll store the ID of the interval in that. Yeah, and it will return one object because we are calling it on an object C, right? C dot start. We'll need to return the object return, and this will act as C. This object from line number 7 to 9 is actual C object. In that we want the start and stop methods. Let's write them. So this is the start method, and we'll need the stop method as well. So this is the stop method. What we will write it here, that we have to print the numbers in the given step. So suppose the step is given 1, so it will run like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If the step is given 2, it will run 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. If we give step 3, so it will, the difference between two numbers should be the step itself. 0, 3, 6, 9, just like that. If we provide the step as 3, for that what we can do is we can increment the counter. We can increment the counter by the step, right? Count is initially 0. For the next step, we'll just add the step in here, and the count will be assigned to it. The updated count will be assigned to it. Okay. And later on we'll just print it console.log, and let's print the count, right? So this will only run for the single iteration, right? This will only run for the single iteration, but we have to run unless until we stop it, right? We have to run unless until we stop it. For that we'll need a set interval. Let's write this code inside the interval itself, and for interval we have taken the variable interval to store the id. Set interval, right? And inside this we'll pass some callback, and inside the callback we'll write this code, and we'll put the delay as 1 second. So this is about the starting of the counter. What about the stop? As most of you must have guessed, in the stop we have to clear the interval. For that we have the clear interval function, and inside that we can pass the interval. So this interval is the same interval variable that is declared in the closure of this function. There is a very important concept applied here, the closure, where whatever the variables that are in the outer scope of these functions, this act as a lexical scope, and each function has access to the variables in its lexical environments, like the outer environment. So this is very important concept. We are using this interval variable from the outer scope, and we are changing it through this inner functions, though this thing is already returned. This is a closure concept. We'll be having a detailed video on explaining closure, so stay tuned on our channel. This start and stop will start the interval and stop the interval. Let's try to run this now. Let's run this code now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and so on, and it will stop after the 10 seconds. That's how we have stopped it using set timeout, using stop method. It is printing the numbers in the step of 2. Let's try to print it using 4, step of 4. The start method will start the counter, and the stop method will stop the counter. Let's clear this, and we'll print in the step of 4, and there we go. We have solved this problem. Let's meet in the next video.